Hello students and welcome to Economicspedia. Today we are here to discuss a very important topic of mathematical economics. As you can see on the board, it says Hawkins-Simon condition. Yes, we are here to discuss the Hawkins-Simon condition for two type of sectors rather. One for the two-sector model and another for the three-sector model. So without further ado, let's start the video. Hawkins-Simon condition for, let's just start with the two-sector model. Okay, alright. Now for the two-sector model, we know that the input coefficient matrix is 2 cross 2. So let's denote the input coefficient matrix by A. Okay, and I'm writing the elements as these things: A11, A12, A21 and A22. So what does this Aij, if I want to generalize this, what does this exactly implies? So this says how much of ith good will be required to produce 1 unit of the jth good. How much of ith good will be required to produce the 1 unit of the jth good. That means A11 implies how much of first good will be required to produce 1 unit of the first commodity. And A12 implies how much of the first commodity will be required to produce 1 unit of the second commodity. Now, okay, now here a very questioning area might arise that how A11 and A22 makes economic sense. Of course it does. Let's take an example for the iron industry. So for extracting the iron ore, we require an axe or some other material which are made up of iron. So from that aspect we can say that okay, to extract 1 unit of iron ore, we need as an input iron. So there is an irony, and that makes this A11 and A22 to make full sense. Okay, I hope we are clear on that aspect. Now let's move towards the Hawkins-Simon condition. Okay. Now Hawkins-Simon condition says that before that I would like to point out that how to solve this, although that does not come under this Hawkins-Simon condition, but I'm just gonna pass from that. Okay, in order to solve this particular matrix for any industry, we need to solve a particular equation, and the equation is nothing but this I minus A into X equal to C. So this is a very important equation that we need to solve, where I is the identity matrix, X is our final demand matrix, and C is the consumption matrix. Okay, and A is our input matrix, which has been already mentioned. So for the Hawkins-Simon condition, why have I mentioned this equation? Because this Hawkins-Simon condition arises from this equation, and the part from which it exactly comes from is I minus A. So we need to find the value of I minus A to get to the Hawkins-Simon condition. Let's just write what I minus A will be. Okay, so here we have this A, and I, of course, I is the identity matrix, just I have mentioned, and it will be of order 2 cross 2 because here input matrix is of order 2 cross 2. Now, this thing, here it will be A12 with a minus and 1 minus of A22, right? So this is our matrix for the I minus A. Now let's come to the Hawkins-Simon condition. Okay, so from there, number 1 condition for two-sector model, we require that, let's write it 1 minus A11, this has to be positive. Number 2 says 1 minus of A22 has to be positive, and number 3, it says that the value of this I minus A matrix, so what is that? It is nothing but 1 minus A11 into 1 minus A22 minus of A12 and A21, this has to be positive as well. Okay, so these are the basic conditions of Hawking-Simon for the two-sector model. Now we'll be moving to the three-sector model. Okay, here we are, and now let's talk about the three-sector model. Okay, starting with the input matrix, I'm just going to write the structure A13, here A21, A22, A23, A31, A33, and this makes our input matrix. Okay, let's talk about the Hawking-Simon condition. Again, we need to find I minus A in order to obtain the Hawking-Simon condition. So what will be the I minus A of this matrix? Here it will be 1 minus of A11 minus A12 minus A13. Similarly, minus A21, 1 minus A22, A23, A31, A32, 1 minus of A33. Alright, so that is our I minus A. I'm going to erase this part. Let this part stay, and let's talk about the Hawking-Simon conditions. For short I'm writing HS, I hope you can figure it out. Okay, starting with the first condition, we have just similar to the two-sector model. So here we have 1 minus A11, this needs to be positive. Number 2, similarly, 1 minus A22, positive. 1 minus of A33, positive. Okay, so till now I have no questions. Number 4. Now we will be taking from this 3 cross 3 matrix, we will be taking 2 cross 2 matrix at a time. How that will look like? So first we will be concerning with 1 minus A11 minus of A12, A21 and 1 minus A22. So this is the first 2 cross 2 matrix that I am extracting from this I minus A. Alright. Now the fifth condition. Okay. So for the fifth, again we need to take another 2 cross 2 matrix from that 3 cross 3 matrix only. Pay attention. Here we have 1 minus A11, and now I will be moving to this one, that is 1 minus of A13. Okay. Next we have minus A31, and then finally 1 minus A33. This also needs to be positive. Okay, I hope you can see here. So here we have 1 minus of A33. I'm writing this line a bit above. Okay, so here we have A31 and 1 minus of A33. This is our fifth condition for the three-sector model. Now moving to the sixth condition. I'm writing here. Okay, so the sixth condition is, again we need to find another 2 cross 2 matrix from this 3 cross 3 matrix. So that's why I've kept it, so that you can just easily, analyze it from where I'm taking it out. Now for the third part of forming this 2 cross 2 matrix, we will be starting with a minus of A21. 1 minus of A22. Yes. 1 minus of A22. And here we have minus of A23. Again, this side A32 and 1 minus of A33. Now this thing again needs to be positive. Now coming finally to the seventh condition of Hawking-Simon for this three-sector model, that is the delta has to be positive. Now what is delta? So delta is nothing but the value of this I minus A matrix. Okay, I am just writing what is delta, value of I minus A. That is the delta. So if you find the value of this matrix, I am denoting that part as delta and this needs to be positive. So this makes our seventh and the final condition of Hawking-Simon for the three-sector model. So that is all about the Hawking-Simon conditions for two-sector as well as for the three-sector model. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if you have any kind of further issues or doubts or inquiry, please feel free to let us know below in the comment section. Thank you for watching this.